What is going on, everybody? So today we're going to be taking a look at some eBay auctions and buy it nows that have ended over the past week or so. And these are worldwide, not just in North America. Some very interesting things have happened. We'll start with auctions. We'll look at some cards. We'll look at a couple sealed products. And yeah, we'll go from there. So first up, I thought this was very cool. There was a booster box listing, I believe in Italy, sold for 1,600 euros, which is about $1,800 USD. And you had a couple EBO ones in here. You had a Paramount War, a Wings of the Captain, and a Romance Dawn, which was a blue bottom. So someone got a pretty decent deal on this. Maybe not for European standards, but North American, this is like a pretty solid price to be paying, considering that these blue bottoms now are probably closer to like $1,200-$1,300. And again, we'll be looking at that tomorrow when we look at booster box data. The BO1 boxes as well are in that 300-ish range right now. So that alone would get you close to 1,800. And then they're basically getting a Paramount War box and a Wings of the Captain box for free. So that was an interesting, cool little lot there. And 6 bids, so not a ton of bids, but that is something to point out. Next up, we'll look at a couple cards. This is a big one. So this is the One Piece promos from the Treasure Cup. This is a black label BGS 10. This is the Zoro, and this sold for $6,650 with 27 bids. And 27 bids is very respectable. That is a decent amount of bids. Beautiful card, by the way. And yeah, this is done by Probstein Auction, so a very big auction house there. Very reputable. Next up, again with Probstein, we had the 2022-2024 One Piece promos. This is the Monkey D. Luffy top 8 regionals, I believe. This is an interesting card as well. Again, these cards are just very rare because, I believe you have to make top 8, right, to get one of these. So I could be wrong about that. Honestly, I don't know too much about the promo cards because I don't really invest in them. So it's not for me, but I understand some people like these rare cards. And again, it's a BGS 10. Which means that the card is in very, very good condition, according to Beckett. So $5,150 there, 28 bids. Next up, we have a lot of 5 manga cards. It's pretty interesting. So we have the Soga King, I believe, over here. And then we have the Law in the middle, Captain, and then the other 2 cards were the Tony Chopper, and then the Roronoa Zoro. And these are all maybe PRBO1, I'm pretty sure. Double check this. Yes, these were all PRBO1 Beckett 10s, not black labels. This sold for $2,503, and there were 98 bids on this. So this was a very popular auction. And I think this is a good sign to have this much interest in a lot like this. And again, if you come in here and you scroll through, you're going to see some repeat names, but there definitely were at least a few people going in trying to get this lot. And again, that's just a really good sign for the hobby if that many people are trying to win an auction for a bunch of cards like this. Next up, we have the Doflamingo. This is from Romance Dawn. This is a BGS black label 10. Great looking card. I mean, I'm kind of a fan of these original OG leaders from Romance Dawn. Nothing too crazy in terms of the artwork. But honestly, that's fine. Like when I look at Pokemon cards sometimes, the trainers in Pokemon, which kind of, I guess you could equate to the leader cards in One Piece, sometimes they're just over the top and it's just maybe a bit unnecessary. But in One Piece, these were very, very simply done in OP1, and it's a black label. So, I mean, there's really not much else to say there. $2,030, 41 bids. So a decent amount of bids there as well. And I think there's one more auction that happened. This is the Monkey D. Luffy from OP05, BGS 10, not black label. This sold for 7,700 Australian, which is about $5,000 USD. Only 16 bids, so not a ton, but the fact it did sell for about $5,000 USD is very impressive. Now, we do have some buy it nows that happened. One that I wanted to point out, a case of EBO2 pre-sold for $2,350 USD. So about $200 a box, a little bit less than that. And honestly, if you go on Reddit right now and you go to the One Piece TCG Reddit, there are a lot of people talking about EBO2. Some people say the cards are bad, the hits are bad. Bad pull rates, apparently, according to a lot of people that have opened the product. So it kind of seems like that. Maybe print runs are shorter. I had someone comment on my video that they have distribution access and they only got about 40% of what they got for OP10. I'm pretty sure I quoted that correctly. So it seems like there's not as much out there, which is interesting because the store I'm getting my case from in Canada actually called me and said they were getting more from their distro. So who knows what's going on there. But either way, EBO2, it's looking promising. I'm very excited to get my case, hopefully, maybe even 2 cases if everything goes well. And I mean, the cards, it's not the deepest set. I understand that. But you still have a manga Luffy up top. You have a Boa Hancock. You have another Luffy card in here as well. A couple Luffy cards. That alone, and then having some decent waifu leader cards in there, and then some other decent alt arts and just other leader cards. Like, it is an okay set. It's not super deep. It's not going to be an OPO9 or a PRBO1, but it's respectable. And I think a lot of the upside from EBO2 comes from the fact that it is an extra booster and people are banking on it being a little bit scarcer and potentially not being reprinted in the future like EBO1. So that is the pre-order there. And if you guys kind of got a sneak peek here, EBO1, a sealed case sold on eBay, and this box was even a bit beat up, which is interesting and something you should note. And this sold for $4,400. I know it says best offer. When I looked at the auction listing, it wasn't slashed out or anything, so there wasn't actually an offer taken on this, I don't believe. But correct me if I'm wrong on that. 4,400 USD. That's kind of expensive, honestly, for a case of EBO1, but maybe the fact there's just not that many sealed cases of this product out there, that's why there is such a premium. And again, that would kind of lead into the narrative per se that there is going to be case premiums on One Piece booster boxes in the future, which again makes sense. These sets are mappable, so there you go. There's going to be another sealed product. And then we have a few more cards that sold. Buy it nows. This is the top prize Monkey D. Luffy. I don't even know exactly what this is from. This is a promo card, maybe from an official event, top prize, so first place or something like that. And this is a PSA 10 sold for $13,500 USD, which is just insane. So again, not a crazy artwork, but it's the fact that the card's a PSA 10 and it's just super, super rare. That's kind of where the value is coming from there. We had a Gold Roger sell $4,499.99, so $4,500. PSA 10. That's great to see as well that this card is holding in that range in a PSA 10. We didn't really see any Beckett Black labels for this selling over the past week. I don't think. I could be wrong, but I didn't see any. And then finally, we have a Monkey D. Luffy. This is from OPO5. This is an Ace grading company, I believe. A 10, I'm pretty sure. They're Gem Mint 10 or whatever. I'm not a fan of Ace. I really don't like that they do this kind of like art thing up here. I know some people like this. I would rather just have like a very sleek design and a simple look to it and just like additional art. I'm not a fan of it. I personally really like tags, slabs. I think those are just so sleek and small. They look great. There's no extra fluff. And honestly, like the PSA cards, I just don't like the red and white. So again, personal bias, but some of these grading companies, I just think the slabs look bad. But that's my opinion. This sold for $2,925 USD, so about $3,000 still, and that's an Ace card, not a BGS or a PSA. So there you go. And I think I already touched on EBO2, but again, it is interesting. Go on Reddit, guys. It does seem like this set is short printed. It seems like people aren't really a fan of the hits in there, but I still think this box is going to be expensive. Remember, this comes out on Friday, so it's not going to be part of our spreadsheet discussion tomorrow. And again, if you guys want access to the spreadsheet, obviously it's going to be in the description down below, but it'll be in next week, so that will be the 14th, I believe. We'll throw it in there and keep track of it going forward at that point. It's going to be a pain for me with these new sets, keeping up on the secondary market just because there's so many listings. But that's my problem, not your guys' problem. And again, thank you so much for the support. We're getting close to 1,000. It's crazy that we started this only about a month ago. So thank you guys all for the support. We still are just getting started. And to wrap things up, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.